So we are on page 113, example 4. There are 789 7th grade students at Washington Middle School. About 1/4% of the 7th grade students have traveled overseas. What is the approximate number of 7th grade students that have traveled overseas? Explain. Okay, there's a lot of ways to do this. Once again, two things here. First of all, it says about, so that means we're going to need to estimate. The second thing is, what does 1/4% mean? That is not the same thing as 1/4, right? 1/4% is a quarter of 1%, okay? Or a fourth of 1%. So let's write that down. Is 1/4 of 1%. Alright. Now, we have that fact. We're looking at 789 7th grade students, right? So what do we round? Do we round the 1/4%, or do you think we round the 789%? Well, at first, looking at this, I'm not really sure. I might not be sure. So what would I round 1/4% to? Probably 0%. And if we have 0% of anything, we know our answer is going to be 0, so we don't want to do that. So we're going to round 789. We're going to round that to 800. Okay, so we have 800 students now. So we know 1/4% is 1/4 of 1%. So first, let's make this easy because we're estimating. What is 1% of 800? And from there, we're going to divide that by 4, right? To find 1/4%. First of all, what is 1% of 80? You can do that out. The way I like to do it is multiply decimals. So I'm going to do that. Now notice 1% changes to 0.01. It's 1/100th. Okay? You move the decimal over 1, 2 times, and if there's nothing in front of it, you put a 0. So we have 80 times 0.01 is 8. But that's 1% of 800 students. We want 1/4%. So 8 well, 1/4 of 8, right, is 8 divided by 4 is 2. So about 2 7th grade students have traveled overseas. Now, that was a lot of steps. If you wanted to, instead, you could just find 1/4% of 800, right? Now, 1/4% is the same thing as 0.25% of 800. Now, I'm running out of space. Let's try to move this page down. There we go. Okay. So, 0.25% of 100. I'm going to write that bigger here. Not 100. Did I say 100? I meant 800. So, we need to change percent to a decimal. So we need to move that over twice and put 2 zeros there. Okay? Now this is a different way to do it than before. We already had our final answer, right? Our final answer was 2. This is now a different way. The blue is a different way. So you could do 0.0025 times 800. But you see how that's a lot more multiplying? And I like the thinking in the red steps. But you could really have done it anyway, and that's still estimating. Okay? You might want to rewatch this video if you didn't catch a lot of that.